Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode 6 of Sports News, and today we got a lot on our plate. Let me get a drink of water. That was good. The Brooklyn Nets, they're terrible. Chemistry issues. Kyrie, James Harden, I don't think they get along too well. They only got together because Kevin Durant is the glue. He makes that car go, He makes it go. Without him, they're bad. James Harden and Kyrie, two one-on-one guys, they're bad. I know James Harden can pass the ball, assist, and do all that, but if the ball ain't in his hands, he's not doing anything. He's not moving around. Speaking of not moving around, Westbrook is having the worst season of his superstar career. I'll say his superstar career. Because being on the Lakers, people are watching you, and under the most pressure, he does the worst. And with every game that he loses, with every game that he plays bad in, it's going to be more and more pressure, and he's going to play worse and worse until he just says, I just can't do it anymore. This might be his last season. He might retire after like 2 more years because he's like 34 or something, 32. I don't know. He just might retire. He's not the Westbrook that we all triple-double king man. He's not that guy anymore. He's more like a washed-up superstar who doesn't know he's washed up. That's the worst type of superstar because they still want the ball in their hands and nobody got the guts or the courage to tell them, you just ain't got it no more, brother. You just don't have it anymore. And that's the sad truth. That is the very sad truth. The backcourt in Brooklyn has finally split up after the Portland Trailblazers have decided to trade C.J. McCollum for Buddy Hield and a group of other guys that we all know, but I don't feel like saying their names. So Damian Lillard, I guess they're trying to build around Damian more. And what this tells me is it's over. They need to restart the whole Trailblazers. They need to restart the whole thing. It's just over. The Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum was an error. We can't have a Damian Lillard error by himself because he can't do it by himself. He can't even do it with C.J. He can't even do it with Aldridge. He's a great player. But he need a second piece. Just like everybody else. No. He's the second piece, really. He need a number one piece. Right? Because C.J. McCollum is also like a borderline second piece. He's really a third piece. He's really the third guy, But they used him as the second guy because they had no third guy in Portland. So he was the second guy putting up tons of points and this and that. But we all knew they weren't winning anything. Yeah, they can beat the Thunder without Durant and only Russell Westbrook. Of course they can beat them, but they ain't beating no top tier teams with only CJ and Dame Dollar, Usually you can't cash that check, Now moving on. Who is the best player in the NBA? Some might say it's Giannis. Some might still say it's LeBron. Some might still say it's KD. But to me, the best player in the NBA that's going to be the best for like a long period of time is Giannis Antetokounmpo. I know Joel Embiid is having a terrific season this year. He's leading in points and doing all of this extra stuff, But he's not consistently like this, Giannis gave us a consistency of greatness. Joel Embiid gave us a consistency of flashes of greatness, you know? Let's see. Joel Embiid is averaging 29 points this season, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists. He's hands down right now the MVP of the league. Right now. Hands down. Giannis, let's see what he's doing. Giannis is averaging 29, 11, and 6. Wow. Let me take that back. They say Embiid is the leader. Embiid or Giannis? Who do you take? Embiid or Giannis? That's what it's the big men are back. That's what it's looking like. The big men of the NBA are back. I'm taking Giannis. Giannis is way better than doing way better than Embiid right now. Just not in points. Giannis got more assists and rebounds than Embiid. He's the league's MVP. But I'm pretty sure they don't want to give it to him again because it's getting boring, you know? You can't keep getting the MVP. Even though he deserved the MVP. And I hate that for the NBA players where even though you was the best player that season, just because you got it last 2 seasons, you can't get it this season. They just need to give it to the best. If he's the best every year, that's what it is. You know? Ja Morant, he's really came into his own this season. Last season, we seen a bunch of flashes. This season, we seen the whole thing. We seen his whole package. He's like a Derrick Rose, but a little taller and a little more finessier, you know? Derrick Rose just jump up. He does the same thing, but he got a lot of other moves in that bundle of his. And it's sad to say that he's better than Zion. Because we don't know. Nah, I'm not even going to say that. I'm not going to say he's better than Zion. Because when Zion is on that court, it's different. He does things differently. You seen when he was playing, he was just snatching the ball out the air, out of people's hands, while they were trying to dunk. And that's something he does. There wasn't no flash in the pan type of move. He does that. With his leaping ability, he can just bounce. No set, ready, bounce. He just bounce. That's Zion for you. But with these injuries and being on the Pelicans with all this business, sexuality, all this stuff that's going on is keeping him out of the top 10, top 5 discussion. And that's pissing me off because I know he's a top 5 player. He's supposed to be the face of the NBA right now, but he's not because he's not on TV. The only time we see him is in a suit, and that's not positive. Not in the NBA. So let's get it right. See, I'm already forgetting your name, Zion. Come on now. We got to get you right, Zion. On to some football, Trebaka. Who do you guys have in the Super Bowl? The 13th. It's a couple of days away, 4 days away. And we're putting our bets all the way down on the table. I have the Rams. I keep telling y'all, this will be easy for Matthew Stafford to get a Super Bowl ring. This is an easy ring for Matt. This is an easy defense to break down. The offense ain't really going to put up too much points, you know. Joey Burrow ain't throwing 5 touchdowns in one game. He can keep you in the game. He ain't throwing 5 touchdowns, though. Jamar Chase, he either can have a very great game or he can drop a lot of passes. He's still a rookie. This is the biggest stage he ever been on. He might freeze up. Now, on the other hand, it's a bunch of veterans, people who've been there already, and people who want it. People who want it so bad because they've been in the league for years after years after years without even scraping the playoffs. And I'm talking not Odell Beckham because he did scrape the playoffs, without even scraping the Super Bowl. And I'm talking OBJ and Matthew Stafford. This is their first time being up in this light. You know, the Rams already made the Super Bowl a couple of years back, so they still got a couple of those players still on the team. They have the experience. They have the talent. And they got youth on their side as well. Maturity and youth on the same team. That's a recipe for greatness. That's a recipe for a Super Bowl. When you got young players and veterans on the same team. Up and coming stars and people that's already stars in their own right, and they're not washed up. Because Matthew Stafford is not washed up. He's very matured in that position. OBJ, he opened his eyes. He's matured in his position. He's just not this young guy who can a flash in the pan anymore, as we like to say. He really catching balls and doing what he do. He's really that great. Cooper Kupp. I mean, that's the name? Cooper? I know it's Cooper. Cooper something. He's the best wide out in the league. And it's embarrassing me that I don't even know his name like that. Cooper Kupp. Something like that. He's the best wide receiver in the league. And they got OBJ and Coop. And you think Cincinnati defense gonna stop that? After what the Chiefs did to them in the first half? You really think Cincinnati defense will stop that? Man, get out of here. Get out of here. That would never happen. Not saying never, but not this week. Not on the 13th. If Matt Stafford can't get over this hump, that's not even a big hump, he will never get back to the Super Bowl again. This is his only chance. I don't think he'll never get back to the Super Bowl. This is a Super Bowl squad. Super team. They got Aaron Darnold, Von Miller, and on the other side, Matt Stafford, OBJ, Coop. And you telling me they can't win the Super Bowl? Get out of here. I'm telling you, the people who betted on the Bengals gonna lose a lot of money, but if the Bengals win, oh, there's gonna be a lot of sad faces around here. If the Bengals win. This is the fork in the road for Matthew Stafford. Either he will be regarded as one of the greats or regarded as one of the average. Because he's not bad. He just don't have a ring or the playoff success. This is the only year that he had the playoff success. And he's in it. He's in the middle of it. He's in the Super Bowl. OBJ, if he have a great game, all OBJ needs is a great game, win or lose. He's not the quarterback. Quarterback got to win this game. Matt Stafford got to win. Matthew Stafford have to win this game. OBJ just have to have a great game. Something like last game. Just have a great game. Those are the two pressures that's on these guys. Great game and win the game. Stafford don't even have to have this. Stafford don't have to have a great game. He just got to win the game. OBJ got to have a good game. That's what it is. And I got the Rams. I just, all my calculations is saying Rams. Everything add up to Rams. And if my math is wrong, 2 + 2 don't equals 4 anymore. It doesn't. Sorry to tell y'all. And in other news, Tom Brady is still jumping back and forth saying, I don't want to play, I don't want to play. I think that early retirement that he did was so off. Like, It don't feel like he was done anyways. It don't feel like that. Like, he just retired. Like, who does that? I know you was 45, but you weren't done. It didn't even feel like all the gas was gone. It felt like you retired with a half a tank of gas and you know you can ride, like, he can ride like 100 more miles. Not 100, but like 50 more miles. I got 50 more in me. This dude got like 2 more seasons in him. And he retired a little bit too early to be with the family. Such a cliche answer. That's when I knew he wanted to come back. When he gave us the family answer. Like, you don't want to be out, you don't want to be with your family, right? You want to play football. That's what Tom Brady wanted to do. He want to die on that football field, believe it or not. That's all Tom Brady have. That's the sad truth. It's football. Once football is gone, he probably in the house pacing back and forth, don't know what to do, trying to play catch football with his son, and the son got homework, but Tom Brady needs something to do because his wife is just his wife. Pussy is pussy to him. He want to be around the locker room. He want to be talking shit in the locker room. Now he at home being a father, being a family man, riding around in the family van. I bet every time he drive past a high school football field, he get that urge like, damn, I know I just retired, but fuck that. I'm going back. I know I just retired, but man, screw all that. I'm ready to go back, hit this field, get this money, lead these men into war. He wake up in the middle of the night in cold sweats, having nightmares of the Giants and that catch. I bet he wanted that undefeated season. That would have made his career even better. Like, put it over the top. That would have been, his career is already over the top. That would have put it over the top. He would trade in one of those Super Bowl rings to have that one. That undefeated season. I guarantee it. See, Tom Brady, he's a different breed. He's not 100% football. He's more like 99.9% football. 1% family. That's why he stayed 22 plus years in the NFL. He was married to the NFL, not his wife. Now he got to get this divorce because this new woman, not his new woman, his wife wants him to be more of a family man. That's driving him crazy, allegedly. My opinion. I think that's driving Tom Brady crazy. Because he got to sit up in the house with his wife and his kids and be a normal motherfucking man and watch football and not play it. Can't lead the men into war anymore, guys. He finished off with one of the greatest seasons ever. And he retired. He didn't finish off washed up. He finished off like he can play another 3 more years. That's what I was looking at. Then out of nowhere, people just started saying he retired. And he was like, oh, I'm retired now. He couldn't even think about it because people already put the news out there. They were forcing him to retire him. They had to get Tom Brady out the league. So they did that. I don't even think Tom Brady wanted to leave. They pressured him. He was thinking it, and they just kept pressuring him. Just get out of here, Tom. Just get out of here. Go be with your family. Showed him his wife, his kids. Made him feel guilty. That's what it was. He felt guilty about missing all that father time. Okay, guys, that's my time. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Y'all like, subscribe, and comment. I am out. That's 20 minutes.